Mommy, what's the story you're going to read me tonight? Oh, it's a really good one, sweetie. It's called Beauty and the Beast. The Beast? A beast? Oh no, Mommy, I'm scared of beasts. No, this is not a scary story, sweetheart. You're going to love it. Just listen. Once upon a time, there was a handsome prince who loved looking at himself in the mirror. Oh, I'm just so good looking. Look at me. Look at my hair. Oh, I look really gorgeous. He was very good looking, but he wasn't very nice. Hey, Mrs. Potts, I'm hungry. What you got cooking? He didn't treat his servants very nicely. There was Mrs. Potts. I just finished sweeping the floor, sir, and I'm cooking your supper now. It's going to be your favorite roast beef. Well, hurry up, I'm hungry. There was also the butler, Cogsworth. Is there anything you'd like, sir? I can get you a drink. No, just keep out of my way, I'm tired. There was Mrs. Potts' little boy. Whee! Get off the couch, said the prince. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't make noise when I'm trying to think. There was also the prince's manservant, Lumiere. Here, sir, I've brought cocoa for you. I know you like to drink that. I never asked for it, Lumiere. Take it away, I'm not thirsty. One night, after the servants had gone to bed, there was a knock at the door. The prince said, Mrs. Potts, get it! Lumiere, Cogsworth, get it! None of them heard, and the prince had to get up himself. Oh, where are the servants when you need them? And he went to the door himself. When the prince opened the door, he was so surprised to see a very old lady with a walking stick standing in the doorway. She looked at him and she said, Oh, please, sir, do let me come in. It's so cold out there and I'm not dressed warmly enough. When the prince got angry and pushed her outside and slammed the door, he didn't know that this dirty old lady was really a kind fairy. And she said to herself, that prince may look nice, but he's got a lot to learn about life. I'm going to help him by casting a spell on him in his castle. And she lifted her stick that was a magic wand, and she waved it round and round, and instantly everything inside the castle was transformed. Mrs. Potts was just getting ready to get into her bed, and all of a sudden she got turned into a teapot. Mrs. Potts' little boy Chip had just gotten into bed and was about to go to sleep, and suddenly he was transformed into a teacup. Hey, what's happening? Cogsworth was just about getting ready to take a bath when Whoop was just at that instant transformed into a clock. Air was just getting ready to take the dog out for his exact moment. The dog turned into a footstool, and Lumiere had become a candelabra. Oh no! But most terrifying of all is what happened to the prince. He had become an ugly, terrifying beast. He was as ugly now on the outside as he had been on the inside. And as the old lady walked away from the castle, she said to herself, I hope the prince will learn his lesson. If he can find true love when he looks like the beast, he will learn that true love is not how you look, it's what's on the inside. I hope the prince learns to love what's on the inside of people, and that his inside will be good enough to love and break the spell. Oh, Mommy, you better stop. It's scary. I'm scared of the witch. She's not a mean witch. She's a good fairy, sweetheart. And she's going to help the prince. Help him? How can she help him? She's turning him into a big, scary beast. Because, darling, the prince has to learn that you can't judge people by how they look. And that's what he's going to learn. Oh, okay, Mommy. And don't worry, like all the stories, this one's going to have a happy ending, so just you listen. a small cottage in that same forest lived a very beautiful young girl named Belle, and she lived with her father. "Where are you going, Father?" she asked. She was always reading all the time. That's what she loved to do better than anything, was read and read lots of books. "Don't stay out too late, Papa," she said. "You know how I worry about you." "Don't worry," said her dad. "I'll be warm enough." "But it might snow. There's a storm coming. Please hurry." "Don't worry, I'm just going to chop down a few trees and then I'll be home before you go to bed." "Okay, Dad. Bye-bye." After chopping lots of wood, Belle's father was just too tired to go any further. "Oh, that was such hard work. I'm so tired, and it looks like the storm is coming," he said. Just then he saw that he wasn't far from a palace. "Oh, maybe I can go there and get shelter for the night," he thought. He put down his wood and knocked on the door to the palace. The door opened, and Belle's father saw it was the ugly beast. He gasped. The beast looked at him long and hard and said, "What do you want?" Belle's father said, "It's very cold and I'm tired and I'm freezing. Can I come in, please?" And the beast by now was used to people not liking how he looked. He was tired of people being afraid of him, so he roared in anger, "You're afraid of me? I'll give you something to be afraid of." And he grabbed Belle's father and dragged him to the dungeon. He locked up poor Belle's father in the dungeon. "Please, please, let me out. I have to see my daughter. Let me go. I've done nothing wrong. Let me out. Let me out. Help, help." "Oh, I'm sad for Belle's daddy. Oh, he'll never see Belle again." No, dear, don't worry. I told you it's going to be a happy ending." "Okay, Mommy, I'm glad I've got my teddy to hold on to. Go on, continue." When Belle noticed in the morning that her dad hadn't come home all night, she wrapped herself in an old blanket and went through the forest looking for him. She came to the palace and knocked on the door. When the beast opened the door, she wanted to run away in fear, but she had to ask about her father. "Please, sir," she said, "have you seen my father?" And the beast laughed. "Yes, I have. Come on in. I know exactly where he is." And she followed the beast inside all the way down to the dungeon. When Belle saw her father in the jail, locked up like an animal, she cried, "Oh, Papa, Papa." She begged the beast, "Please, please, please, let my father go." But the beast just stood there and said, "No way." Belle said, "Please, I'll stay in his place. My father is sick. He needs to go home and take his medicine. I'll stay in his place." The beast liked that idea. He thought, "All right, that sounds like a good plan. I could go for that." "Oh, no, Mommy, she can't stay with that terrible, awful beast. Please, please." "Don't worry, sweetheart. Just listen." At first, poor Belle was sad and lonely. "Oh, I miss my home. I miss my papa." But then Mrs. Potts was very, very nice to her. "What can I get you, dear? I'll cook you your favorite food." And Chip was very sweet. "Hey, Belle, do you want to play with me? We can play together." And she liked the little doggy Ottoman. He loved cuddling up on her lap. And Lumiere was a very good friend. He always had a smile on his face and kind words to say to Belle. Soon they became very good friends. And Mr. Cogsworth the clock, he was also a very nice friend to Belle. And lucky for her, they hardly ever saw the beast. "He likes hiding away," said Lumiere. "He's ashamed of how he looks." Belle almost felt sorry for him, but then she remembered how mean he was locking up her dad, and she didn't feel so sorry. Afternoon, when Belle came into her room to have a little rest, she saw a key and a note. on her bed. What could that be, she wondered. Picked up the golden key. She unfolded the note to read it. The note said, "Open the door at the end of the hallway." So she got up to go see. She came into the room. Belle was surprised to see a beautiful bed that had jewels, and on the bed was laid out a beautiful ball gown and fancy shoes and jewelry. "Oh my," said Belle. She realized it must be for her, so she decided to try it on. And then she noticed a bookcase. Remember, Belle loved to read. She was so excited to see that bookcase. She couldn't wait to get over there and grab some of the books. "Oh, I just can't wait to grab some of these books." She got comfortable on the bed and read for hours until Mrs. Potts came in and said, "Dear, you're not dressed for dinner. Come on, please, hurry up. The prince's waiting for you." So Belle put the books down and started to get dressed for dinner. The Beast was already sitting at the table when Belle arrived. "Good evening," she said, and the Beast answered her. "Good evening," the Beast answered gruffly. But surprisingly, Belle wasn't afraid. She was feeling in a very good mood now after reading all those lovely books, and she said, "Thank you for the books." And the Beast looked like he didn't know what to say, so he gruffly just mumbled, "Thank you." When they finished eating, the Beast asked Belle to follow him into the living room, and she did. She was surprised to see that he sat down at a beautiful piano. "Can you play the piano?" she asked. "Would you play something for me?" And the Beast just turned around and started playing. The music was so beautiful, Belle just couldn't help herself, and she started dancing, twirling around and having such a good time. After a few minutes, the Beast stood up, and they danced together, even though there wasn't any music playing anymore. Realized she wasn't afraid of him anymore. He was being so nice, and she was having a really good time. Lumiere and Mrs. Potts watched as the Beast and Belle were dancing. They were hoping that maybe Belle was the one who could break the spell. Next morning, Belle and the Beast had breakfast together. He asked her all kinds of questions about her life before she came to the castle, and she had a good time telling him all about her father and her favorite cat, and of course all the books she read. Beast never read much, so he was very happy to hear all the stories she told. And then when they were just finishing breakfast, the Beast looked at her sadly and said, "Belle, would you like to go home and visit your dad?" "Oh, yes, of course. Do you mean it? Could I really?" "Do you promise you'll come back after you visit for a few days?" And Belle said, "Yes, of course, I promise." "Oh, no, she can't go back. Why would she do that?" "Because the Beast was being nice to her. And she could see past his scary face, and she knew that he was nice and good inside." "Oh, okay, Mommy." And so, when she got home, "Oh no, Papa!" She saw that her father was sick and weak lying on the bed. "Papa, Papa!" He was so happy to see her. It made him feel better right away. Belle, how are you? I've been so worried about you." Belle knew she had to stay and take care of her father, even though she promised the Beast she'd come back. She stayed a whole week till her papa was feeling better. And after a week, Belle's dad said, "It's time for you to go back, Belle. We must keep our promise." And Belle, who was missing the Beast a lot, said, "Okay, Papa, I'm glad you're feeling better." She gave him a kiss goodbye, and off she went. Meanwhile, back at the palace, it was the Beast who wasn't feeling well. Oh, he was sad, he was lonely, and the spell wasn't working so good on him anymore. He was so sick he couldn't even lift his head when Belle came running in. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! What's wrong with you? Belle bent down and started to cry. Oh, please, please get better, she sobbed. And the beast whispered, Belle, you came back. Of course I did, of course I did. I missed you, she said. And as she cried, she then bent over to give him a kiss. Just at that moment, as she kissed him, the kiss, suddenly that ugly beast was a gorgeous, beautiful prince. What? Belle was so surprised. She couldn't believe what's happening. And the prince told Belle all about the old lady, and I'm so ashamed I was mean to her. But you're not like that now, said Belle, and he explained about the spell, and just in came Lumiere. Oh, sir, it's so good to have you back. What can I do for you, sir? Mrs. Potts was right behind him with her little boy Chip. Oh, sir, we're so glad. And Coxwell and the dog, they had come out of the spell too, and they all lived happily ever after. And the prince was always very, very nice from then on. Belle's dad came to the palace and he lived with them happily ever after. Now go to sleep. Okay, Mommy, give me kisses. Mwah. Sweet dreams, darling. Night, night. Good night, Mommy. I'm so sleepy now. If you enjoyed this video, please click the subscribe button down below and ring the bell next to it, and you'll be notified of all my future videos. And look below, see where my Instagram account is with Barbie clothes and my other videos. Thanks for watching.